is how it go. I got some secrets, I'm shaking the game so they stay on their toes. Stay in your lane, how to stay on the go. I came to play with the pros and act like a rookie, so they overlook me. Then I double up again under their nose. None of them cold, they just got lucky but never adapted. So I'm turning to one if it's coming to blows. My enemies cutting it close. I let them think that they got me, but what do you know? I had them beat before we ever spoke. I'm ready for smoke. I need to know everything, who and the what and the where. I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious.
What's going on, drivers? I'm out here getting some exercise, walking around this little truck stop I'm parked at in Louisiana, and make sure, yeah, it looks right. I checked my phone, see what y'all see what the view looks like. I wonder how those lights come out. It doesn't do too bad. Don't do too terribly bad. But just got off the phone with my brother, and parole denied. He's came up for several paroles, and yet again they kick it off. They set him off, as they say. He's been gone since 1998. In 1998, he robbed a check cashing place in Midland, Texas, and received a 40-year sentence, for which he has been serving that time out ever since. And that was his second time going down. The first time he went down, him and one of my sisters broke into a pawn shop in Angleton, Texas. They broke in through the roof. I think they went through an AC deal similar to that one up there on top of that one. I don't know if y'all can see it, but yeah, they broke in through the roof into a pawn shop in Angleton, and he got 5 years for that. And my sister got some time for that also, and then she got some more time once she got down there. My sister, she did all of her time in Dayton, Texas, I believe, but she ended up doing a total of 8 day for day. She never made a parole. But boy, she's dead and gone now, that sister is, but she was wild, boy. She was mean as shit, so it doesn't surprise me. But old Johnny been gone since 1998 on this bid. Never been married, doesn't have any kids, nothing. And my conversation with him on the phone, you know, I'm kind of sad, and he hears it. He can tell I'm down, which to be honest with y'all, probably pissed him off, because he doesn't like emotion, and I'm kind of that way too. I don't really care for emotion much. Emotion will frustrate me. I get mad more than anything. If something makes me sad, it actually makes me angry. I don't like to feel that way. And I guess we, you know, all of us kids, we didn't grow up with the coping mechanisms for dealing with stuff like that. But anyway, he could hear that I was sad about it, you know, because technically in the free world, I haven't seen my bro since like 94, maybe a little 93, maybe, you know, because part of that time when he was out, before he went out to West Texas and robbed that store, I was locked up, you know, so I didn't get to be around for some of that. And he's a little older than me, so when he was bouncing in and out of the system prior to that, I was in and out of youth facilities, you know. I was doing time in, back then it was called TYC. Now it's called, I think, TYCJ, but it's Texas Youth Commission, which is basically juvenile prison, is what it is, state school, you know. In and out of those facilities, in and out of juvenile hall. So our relationship out here doesn't really exist. We had a little bit of time. I've told a few stories about him in the past on this channel. So I'm getting older, you know. As a matter of fact, I got a birthday coming up on the 16th of this month, you know, and that doesn't help either. I was kind of hoping he'd be home for my birthday. That'd be pretty cool. But I guess that's a selfish reason, right? But he's not gonna be home. But anyway, he heard me, heard my voice. I guess he could hear my tone. And he said, bro, he said, I am home. He said, out there, that's home to you. He said, to be honest with you, being out there scares the hell out of me. He said, in here, everything's predictable. A plus B equals C. You know, you disrespect somebody, this is what happens. Someone disrespects you, this is what you do. We get laundry on this day, we're gonna eat this on this day. You know, and I got an extra hamburger coming from the kitchen. You know? He said, I've spent my whole life in here, this is home. He said, it's been so long since I've been in a room where you can't touch both walls that I wouldn't know how to deal with it. He said, you know, we see brothers go home all the time, and 6, 7 months, a year later, they're right back here. You know, and they act like it's the system's fault, but really, they wanted to come back here. You know? And I'm sitting there listening to him talk, and there's so much truth in what he's saying. You know, and it's sad that our society has kind of turned that way. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, he got his time. He deserves what he got. You know, he didn't kill nobody, but he walked off in a check cashing place, pulled a pistol, told them to empty everything they had out, you know, come off of it, run it up, as they say nowadays. You know, back then it would have been come off of it. You know, and who knows, when he did it, he very well might have been trying to go back to prison when he did it. You know, I don't know, I wasn't around him. He was, you know, I was locked up when he was doing that. But I just think it's sad. We all have choices in life, you know, and whatever choices we make can set our whole life course, you know, from a little bitty decision all the way up to a big decision. And it doesn't take much. You got to think about it. Him robbing that check cashing place, how long does it take to actually rob a check cashing place? How long does it take? If I was to walk, and I'm not saying I'm going to do this because I don't want y'all swatters out there going nuts, but let's say I walked in this store and I robbed it. How long would it take? 2 minutes tops. You know, and that's if I'm real slow about it. Probably do it in less than a minute, you know, if everything's right. Now, in that amount of time, you can change the whole course of your whole life. Just that little bit of time. That little bit of time, you could end up spending the rest of your life in a box. Dude behind the counter could pull a gun. He could shoot me. You know, a customer could walk in that's armed and shoot me. You know, the little decisions we make can change the whole course of our whole life. You know, and it's something that youngsters, you know, that all of us old people, we need to be teaching these youngsters that the things they do today will affect them tomorrow. You know, I mean, I wasn't the best dad to my kids growing up. You know, I'm in my 40s working on a relationship with my kids. You know, I wasn't the best son. You know, I'm in my 40s trying to be a better son, trying to be a better brother, trying to be a better person, and far from perfect. Dude, I mean, y'all seen the videos on me. I'm far from perfect. But I try. But I'll be the first to admit that I'm not perfect. I'll be the first to tell you that I am a screw up. You know? And that's just me. I'm human. You know, and I've done a lot, but it's just me. I'm human. But it's another birthday, another Christmas, and another year that Johnny's not coming home. Or, I guess, coming out, because he is home, according to him. You know, and it's hard to tell when someone's locked up. It's hard to tell what they really are thinking. I haven't done nowhere near the time he's done. I can't tell you what he's really thinking. You know, I don't know if he's telling me that just to make me feel better, or if he's telling me that because he really believes what he's, you know, what he's saying. But, you know, I mean, he's almost 50 years old. That's crazy, man. Dang, it's the first time I've said that out loud. You know, I mean, he's almost 50 years old. No kids, no wife, never been married. You know, I don't know, man. I'm just venting. I'm venting it out on here, letting my frustration go. You know, and I mean, and it's a state doing it, because it ain't like the guy at the check cashing place is writing a parole board telling them to hold them, you know. I mean, that happens a lot with crimes where victims got hurt, you know. But hell, that guy he probably ain't even alive no more, you know. It's a state holding him. You know, they come up for parole and they'll bring a sheet up and they'll say he's this, he's that, he's been involved with this, been involved with that, and stamp denied, and send it to you in the mail. You get it a few weeks later, right? Regardless, you know, he's got his GED. He works a job in there. He does his thing or whatever, you know. But, or I assume he works in there. I ain't asked him. I don't know what he's got going on in there. He might be locked down. Who knows? He's at the top of the hill, so it's very possible he's locked down. But I'm not going to get into all that. But I don't know. It's frustrating to me. If there's any kids that watch this channel, I hope y'all know the things you do today can affect your life tomorrow. And even though you think, you know, spray painting that wall, or, you know, stealing this car, you going for a joyride, whatever it is, you may think it's nothing. I stole cars. That's how I ended up in TYC. I had 6 of them, 6 unauthorized use of motor vehicle. You know, and for those of y'all not from Texas, that means I stole cars that had the keys in them. I was an expert when I was a kid, man, walking around the neighborhood finding the cars with the keys in it and hopping in that sucker and being gone. You know, that's why it's not a shock to anybody in my family that I drive trucks now. You know, and it don't belong to me either, but I didn't steal it. You know, but that was my thing when I was a kid, hopping cars, man. I barely look over the steering wheel, man. I'd be jamming down the road running from the police. But it sounds cool and it sounds fun at the time, but it's really not. And it can mess your whole life up, you know. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't want to be conditioned like a lab rat to be able to be in a room where I can touch both walls and feel at home, and feel awkward anytime I'm not in a room where I can touch both walls. Being in an environment where everything is shaped for me, you know. Being in an environment where sitting at the wrong table can get me hurt, or being in an environment where taking the wrong shower can get you killed. You know, I mean, taking the wrong route through the yard in some places can get you killed. You know, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling to me. You know, in Christmas, it's rough anyway. Holidays are rough. Last year, a friend of mine, or I wouldn't call her a friend, I tried to help. You know, her family had reached out and I tried to help her through South Texas recovery, tried to help her get up on her feet, help her get sober. She was addicted to meth. Didn't work. She disappeared. And when I say disappeared, I mean flat disappeared. Her family had to file a missing persons report. And she actually stole funds from that I had put out there to help get her situated into a rehab facility in Houston that I was taking care of. You know, so Turns out she was in California. She had hooked up with a dude that she had met through that rehab facility, because it was co-ed, and they had went out to California. He had family out there, so she didn't want to be brought back or nothing like that. So they just kind of cut her loose. Everybody just like let Amanda live her life. That was her name, Amanda. And I did a little video about it last Christmas when I found out that she had been killed. But they found her Christmas morning sitting in a park, well, laying in a park. Somebody had stabbed her up and laid her on a park bench up there near Sacramento. And I don't know, some kids or something Christmas morning out playing, they run across her body. She was dead, deceased, you know. And it was kind of a messed up deal, you know, because her one of her sisters didn't like me at all. She was kind of against a lot of that stuff, but one of her sisters had told the law that Amanda had stolen from me, and that she suspected that I might have done something to Amanda. So I had to go through all that. So I didn't put all that out there online last year, but that was rough, because I'm grieving, because that I considered her a friend. And even though she had stolen from me, I never would have done nothing to her. It wasn't enough money to do anything to her. It was a couple grand, you know. And I was paying off what was needed for that rehab facility, you know, and she was supposed to pay me back. It was one of them kind of things, you know, get up on your feet, get sober. But it didn't work out. So then I ended up on the phone answering a bunch of questions to a detective, you know, over this chick. And I think I put the newspaper article and stuff up last year. I don't remember the exact name of the little town right there near Sacramento. But one of the things, or two things that saved me. One is on electronic logs. And that night, the night she was killed, I was in Lubbock, Texas. So it would have been kind of hard for me to do that. And the other thing that saved me was actually YouTube, because I had posted a video that night from my dash cam pulling into the truck stop in Lubbock, Texas. So it was clear and concise, you know. Everybody was 100% certain Snapper was not in the state of California. Snapper wasn't nowhere near California, you know. So that was that. That cleared me on that. But she leaves behind some kids. This year was their first Christmas without their mom, you know. And I spoke to her brother on the phone earlier, you know, and talked to him a little bit. He said it was kind of rough on them and all that kind of stuff. And I still work with their family a little bit, all except for that one sister. I called her a narcissist, because she is a narcissist, and ever since then she's hated my guts. But it is what it is, and she's an extreme narcissist, but she's hated my guts ever since that day. But it is what it is, man. I don't know what I'm gonna call this video. Snapper's rambling, Snapper's walking back and forth in a truck stop like a crazy person. Sometimes life becomes overwhelming, you know. I don't know, this thought just came to me. My brother's over there telling me about how comfortable he is in his box, and I guess I'm kind of comfortable in mine too. I don't know, man. Life's different. Cherish it. Love every moment. Enjoy every moment. You know, we ain't gonna live forever. We ain't gonna be here forever. Try to make positive life decisions. Don't put yourself in a bind. You know, remember that every choice you make can either get you killed, get you locked up, or lead down a better path. Always try to make the choices that lead down a better path. You know, that's one of the reasons that I try to respect everyone. I try to be kind and respectful to every person I meet. You know, if I'm walking in the store, I'll open the door for you. I'm walking out, I'll open the door for you. If I need something to drink and you're in the way, excuse me, pardon me, my bad. If I bump into you, my bad, apologize. Because you never know a few things. One, you never know who you're dealing with. You don't know what they're capable of. You also don't know who they know. You know, you bump into the wrong person and disrespect them in that store in there, you're walking out, you know, you're walking out to your truck 20 minutes later and catch a hot one to the back of your head. And you might would think that that doesn't happen, but trust me, that happens. You never know who you're dealing with. Same thing goes online. You know, you get mad at somebody and start talking crazy to them online, you never know who you're dealing with. You don't know what the repercussions of what you're saying may be. You know, I've heard some YouTubers say, well, it's just a video or it's just online. Yeah, to you. What about to him or her? Are they gonna take it that way? Some people are not trained to take disrespect that way. Some people, when you disrespect them, no matter how long it takes, they're gonna get theirs back eventually. You know? And I got kids, so I don't want to disrespect nobody. You know, I don't want anything to happen to me or my kids. I got a grandbaby on the way, so anything happen to my grandbaby, you know, you disrespect the wrong person, you end up offing your whole family. You know, it wasn't but just a few years ago in Edna, Texas, which is about 30 minutes or so from where I live. It's a small town. And when I say small town, I mean a real small town. Edna's little. But there was a dude who had gotten in an altercation. He got into an altercation with another person. That person ended up being somebody. We're just gonna leave it at that. And Hispanic, he ended up being an Hispanic somebody. We'll leave it at that. Like a year and a half goes by, nobody's thinking nothing of it, and I knew both people. Even I was kind of shocked. I was like, damn, nothing happened. Kind of blew my mind. And then one day my mom calls me. She says, hey, they found so-and-so dead. They found his kids dead. They found his wife dead. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? So I make some phone calls. I was out on the road. I was driving by this time. Sure enough, somebody kicked in his door. They shot him in the head in his living room. They shot his wife in the head as she was running down the hallway, and killed both of their kids right there in the living room. In what order? Have no idea. You know, and I don't know if the cops ever figured it out or how all that went, because it wasn't none of my business. So I stayed out of it. But I mean, it was just simple. It was a fight, man. It was a simple fight. And I thought maybe it had been let go because there was drinking involved. So I figured maybe an old boy kind of let it go because they were, you know, because they were drunk. But he didn't, you know, or I'm assuming he didn't. I don't know for certain. Just find it kind of ironic, if you might want to say. Just kind of ironic. Man, it's beautiful up there tonight. You know, and try to treat everybody with respect. Try to be good to everybody. And if you got a problem with somebody, just don't mess with them. Don't deal with them. Don't talk to them. You know, if you really don't like somebody, don't talk to them. Just stay away from them. It's safer. It's better. You know, I mean, it's just, it's a better way to handle things. Plus, we're all adults, right? You know, so handle it in an adult way and just let it go, right? I mean, that's kind of how I looked at it. When everybody was going off on me on YouTube and talking smack, and, you know, at the same time, I'm like, they don't know me. They don't really know me. And in my mind, I think I'm a good person. Now, we all think we're good, right? So maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not as good a person as I think I am. You know, I'm the common denominator in all of them being upset. So it is what it is, you know. I backed away. I kept my mouth shut, and I left it alone. I let them say whatever they had to say, you know. But it is what it is, and I don't hate any of them. Matter of fact, I like a lot of them. A lot of the guys that were talking bad on me, I like them. You know, I think they're solid dudes, man. I think they were a little misguided and a little confused, but I think they're solid dudes. You know, and I'd ride for them. You know, and anybody knows me, so, you know, knows if I tell you I'll ride for you, I'll ride for you. If I die for you, I'll die for you. I once went to jail with a homeboy so that he wouldn't have to sit in jail for the weekend by himself. I am 100% a loyal ass dude. Very loyal. I don't waver. And when someone is a bro or a homeboy or a friend of mine, right or wrong, I'm riding with them. You know, I might talk to them later on the side and be like, hey dude, you're wrong for that. You shouldn't have done that. You know, or whatever. But in public, I'm riding for them. I don't care if they are wrong. Even if they are wrong, that's my boy. You got a problem with him, you got a problem with me. You know, and I don't care if you're 7 foot tall and 300 pounds of solid muscle. You want to whoop my ass, man, better get the whoopers to work. You got it to do, that's all I can say. You know, I've had my ass whooped before, I'll have it whooped again. I ain't scared of an ass whooping, so let's take it there if it's gonna go there. That's just the way I see it, 100%. You know, you can call me whatever you want to call me, but I am 100% for the people that I care about and the people that I call friends. People that I see as friends. You know, but I guess I've rambled on enough. Maybe that's what I'll call this video. Words of Wisdom, Rambling with Snapper. Maybe I'll premiere it. I'll sit in the chat down there and chat with y'all during the video. All 5 of you that watch my premieres, or I don't even think it's that many that watch my premieres. All 3 of you that watch my premieres. But I do got a birthday coming up, man. It's on the 16th. I'll be 42 years old. I was born in 1981. I don't want anything for my birthday. All I ask is that everybody get along for that one day. That's the only thing. Well, I do want something for my birthday. If I'm available to go live, if I got the internet to go live, I'll go live on my birthday. And I'd like to see all the other YouTubers that don't get along with each other, even the ones that don't like me. I'd like to see everybody come together, hang out for the evening, no drama, no BS, just talk trucking, talk life, talk whatever. And if I'm not available to go live, I would hope that one of y'all goes live and invites all the other YouTubers to come in, hang out, and try to keep the drama out and just be good to one another for at least one night. The 16th of January. Y'all can go to cussing each other out the next day. Go to whatever beef y'all got going on the next day, man. That's all I ask. I think that'd be cool as shit if one of y'all did that for me. I think that'd be freaking awesome. But if you don't, hey, that's cool too. That's on y'all. But y'all take care, stay safe. I'm not even sure I'm gonna edit this. I'll probably just throw it up exactly how it is, even with all the spaces in my conversation. I'm gonna go inside and take a piss. I can't take y'all with me on that. But I'll get this loaded up and we'll hang out. I love y'all, stay safe. Keep your sunny side up between the ditches and keep trucking.
That's just how it go. I got some secrets, I'm shaking the game so they stay on their toes. Stay in your lane, how to stay on the go. I can play with the pros and act like a rookie, so they overlook me. Then I double up again under their nose. None of them cold, they just got lucky but never adapted. So I'm to the one if it's coming to blows. My enemies cutting it close. I let them think that they got me, but what do you know? I had them beat before we ever spoke. I'm ready for smoke. I need to know everything, who and the what and the where. I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me.